All right, welcome again. We're back with the Soarer. We got the car in a state where we wanted it to be-ish, and we're just finishing out a couple of things so we can get ready for an event in less than 2 weeks. So as you see, SC is over here as well. Essentially what we're going to be doing, if you guys saw from a video last year, we went ahead, dropped the subframe, redid all the new bushings with solid bushings, same thing with the diff bushings, welded the diff, and then put the subframe back in. What we're gonna do is drop this subframe, drop that subframe, and just purely just swap them. Keep the diffs in place, to be honest. This one came with what I think is a torsion, but it's all right. I know that's welded, and I'll just use that for now. So that's what we're gonna do. So this car can have the bushings that it needs and wants. It has I already flipped the suspension thanks to Vincent. I kind of wanted to swap the diffs because I don't know about time, but we'll get to work and see where we're at.
Also, one thing I want to throw in there is when we got this car, we thought it might have an aftermarket LSD because it was spinning 2 wheels. But then when we were coming up this driveway, it was struggling. It was 1 wheel off the ground, just like spinning in the air. And aftermarket LSD wouldn't do that, only a torsion or an open diff. So we're gonna open the diff up from this car. If it is aftermarket LSD, we'll keep it. If it's a torsion or open, putting the welded in.
Yeah.
So Matt is contemplating saying, let's just swap the diffs because I don't feel like swapping the subframes anymore, even though we're here, both cars are here. And this will be the time to do it because he thinks we're gonna run out of time. But also, we're Milwaukee boys. We got a bunch of tools.
Milwaukee boys, bunch of tools. All right, fine. Let's just do it then.
All right, we're dropping the subframe. All right, so we just convinced Matt to stop being a little bitch. We're gonna drop the subframe. What he's gonna do right now is the same thing that he did on the SC in an old video. He's gonna start by undoing the drive shaft, then undo the brake lines, e-brake lines, undo the subframe bolts. It's gonna drop. Have fun, Matt.
Damn, almost called me Mark. That's crazy.
Fuck Mark, bro.
All right.
So I finished this.
Wow, you did that pretty easy.
Yeah, thanks. I couldn't have done it without your help. And we gotta do this bolt right here for the chassis. Oh, so 1, 2.
I'm sliding.
And then right here, these 4, and then on the other side. So symmetrical.
All right, so we're at the point that we could drop the subframe now. I like to use trans jacks on each corner because it's a lot safer. We could let it down evenly. You could just use a jack on the diff and try to balance it. I don't feel like doing that. Matt's undoing the bolts on the subframe real quick, and then we're gonna slide these on each corner. And with 3 of us, it should come out really smoothly.
2 trans jacks. This guy's rich.
I wish. I'm broke. All right, as you guys can see, we have a trans jack on each corner on the knuckles, the 310 on the diff, and now we should be able to let this down evenly.
All right, guys. On to the next step. We took out the exhaust, as you can see.
Yeah, the exhaust is the only thing we took out.
And just the subframe.
Yeah, so now that we got the subframe out of this car, it was really easy, huh? What were you stressing about?
None, I don't know. Just like, we'll see when we take that out. Just because they're the same car, but like a little different.
Same but different.
Same but different. So hopefully everything like aligns. So one thing I'm kind of like iffy on, I tried doing research, but is the rotor with like the...
It doesn't matter because we're going to swap the knuckles. So the knuckles are going to stay with the car they came out of. So now we're going to move this car over here and do the same thing. If there's anything interesting, we're going to show it. If not, then we'll cut to when it's out.
Alright, so we have both subframes out. This one's from the Soarer. This one's from the SC. As you can see, it has the solid bushings in here. So we did the solid subframe bushings and solid diff bushings, and then welded the diff in here, so hence why we're going to swap. All we need to do is just swap the knuckles that are on each of the subframes, and it should be it, and then it should be good to go back in. Everything looks very the same.
Yeah, we were comparing the axles. They look like the same thickness. We were comparing the knuckles, and they are different because this one has a sensor port for the wheel speed for the ABS. The Soarer ones do not. If you guys look over here, this plate is blank, but if you look over here on this knuckle, there is a hole for the sensor and a thread one for the sensor. So we're going to take apart the axles and all the arms and just pull it off, swap just the center subframe and the diff, and then move everything over. So we'll have solid bushings and a welded diff in the Soarer. But if you guys are curious, the subframes are exactly the same between the two. Okay, there it is. Well, we got one subframe stripped, and this is Matt's progress for the same amount of time if anyone's curious and keeping track.
I just need the axles to be done.
Yeah, you just need the axles to be done.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
No, you didn't get this one right here.
I got that one.
But yeah, we're just going to take the corners out, as you guys can see, switch them between each other, and bolt it back together. It's nighttime now. We've been struggling to swap things between each subframe. We don't have that much light, so I can't really show too much, but we did not put the Soarer subframe together yet, but we did get the SC subframe together. We're just going to throw it in real quick and call it a day pretty much. And yeah, everything went smoothly. We just the sun goes down here at like 4:30. We had to get Loctite, and next thing you know, it was dark.
Yeah, someone spent 6 minutes in the fucking store.
They can't hear you, but yeah.
Someone spent 6 minutes in the store.
They probably heard you. All right, we'll get back to you guys whenever we continue on. Actually, we'll get back to you guys once we start throwing this thing into the car. So we just got the subframe into the SC. It went in pretty easily considering it has stock bushings, which are rubber, and they don't have that much or they have a lot of play, so it's pretty easy to line it up. We couldn't show it because it's pitch black out, but we are going to show the Soarer in the next clip.
All right, we basically finished doing the subframe. I did the brake bolts, I did the sway bars, I did these bolts right here, those bolts right there, and I did the coilovers right here. I think Matt tightened the other two bolts in the front, and now we're just trying to figure out how to do the e-brake.
Yeah, how easy was it or how hard was it?
Honestly, it wasn't that bad. The one that Dylan suggested, 2 transfer jacks on each side and then a jack in the middle, and it went fucking smoothly.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, it was easy.
All right, so we got another helping hand here. Shout out Garamo. So I could finally pick the camera back up. Right now they're putting together the Soarer subframe, starting with attaching the axles to the diff to hopefully pull that one corner together. They already bolted the upper control arms in to kind of give it some structure. After that, they're going to go ahead and bolt the lower arms, and then we could throw it in the car. And then over here, we already finished up the SC, again, because it's dark and because they needed my help. It was kind of hard to record everything. All we ended up having to do was go in with a trans jack in the middle, put it up. It fell right into place. There was zero struggle to it. And the only bolts we had to attach was the subframe bolts in the front, subframe bolts in the back, the drive shaft, sway bar to the chassis, calipers back in, and that was it. It was pretty easy. Now we're just going to have to do the same thing on this car, and hopefully it'll go smoothly. But yeah, we'll see. You can see on this side how they're putting some axle bolts in just to give it some structure, because without the axles in, they kind of want to fall apart. So yeah, Vince is just threading in a few bolts, and then hopefully the side stays together.
Now it's nighttime. As you can see, we have all this done. So the subframe is complete. Basically what we did is took off all the arms, axles on each, swapped it over. We did actually swap the whole axle because we didn't take them off the rotors exactly, but we did do it for this one just because when we undid the bolts on here, we were taking out the bolts, and all the bolts had a bunch of grease on it, and we took out the hub or whatever. It was just covered in grease, so something might have cracked and blue axle grease everywhere. So thanks Dylan to help swap that. But we already put the SC subframe in. Now this one's about to go in. Just bolt checked everything. So it looks like it should be good to go, and we'll keep you updated.
Yeah, and the reason that we swapped this subframe onto this car is because Matt had already installed these solid diff bushings and subframe bushings on the subframe.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
it makes it really easy because it's already pressed in.
yeah, and then this diff is also welded.
And the other one was open.
Yeah, or open or torsion, which either or sucked.
Oh, wait. What the fuck is this? I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah, no one knows what that wire's for yet.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't follow the wire yet.
Oh. Oh.
It's definitely not stock, but we don't know why they added it. Dude. Alright, it looks like the same day, but it's a different day.
Different day, different night. We're here round 2. I had to do a quick run the end of night 1, and we basically got the SC on the ground. It works all good, feels fine, I guess. So we're just finishing up the Soarer. I have to attach the sway bar, drive shaft, exhaust, brakes, finish the e-brake line stuff. So just like minor stuff. Wouldn't have taken, it's just a lot of little stuff that adds up. So
Yeah.
we're gonna finish that, get the car on the ground, and
We
you
done.
guys will hear it. Yep, we'll see how it feels.
Over here's the exhaust that we gotta put on. Over there is a sway bar that's dangling. And while Matt is working on all of that, in addition to trying to find the bolts he lost, I'm gonna start fixing the harness that he rubbed through. Let me see if I get the light to show. Right over there. Alright, as you guys can see, it's a different day now. What ended up happening the other night was Matt was under the car, he was tightening the exhaust, and what happened?
I was miscalculated, and it was a cold night. The wrench slipped out of my, the wrench slipped out of my hand, and I chipped my tooth.
Yeah,
So-
the wrench pretty much fell on his face and broke his front tooth in half.
Well, I had to go anyway, but it was just like shit show. It was like we needed to do 2 things: finish the exhaust, which I just did, and then brake caliper, and that's it. But it's fine because either way, I had to put new tires on. So if you guys want to know what I'm running, I'm actually trying these out for the first time. So there's 651 Sports, 235 45s. I run 18s.
For the rear.
For the rear, for the front, Velinos, OC, 08Cs or whatever.
So it's
Orgias.
300 trail wear and 200 trail wear?
Yeah, 200, 225, 235. On the SC, I was running 225 Lionhearts all around, but a little more power. I just put a little more meat in the back. So we're gonna give those a try. I heard things about the 351s. Kenda obviously is a big name when it comes to tires like this. So we'll give it a go. We'll give it a go.
Yeah,
So,
he's also going to be drifting this car for the very first time in
Yeah.
like a week.
it's
But
like
yeah,
a shakedown event. So as long as things work, I'm not in like a big like, this needs to be perfect, because it's a big trial and error. We've had this car for like, what, 8 months, give or take?
yep.
8 months. So, and we just now started really getting into it. So
Yeah,
we'll see how it
it
goes.
just started running like a month ago. 2 months
Yeah,
ago.
like end of very beginning September. So barely just started running, and within it started running, we like, I don't fucking know. We did so much shit already. So
Let's get to work.
let's get to work.
But yeah, Matt's going to finish bolting the exhaust now. If you guys could look here, you guys can see the exhaust is just hung where we put it. We didn't finish bolting it just because when that happened to his tooth, we pretty much just called it a day. And now we're going to finish.
This is, we meet again. So this is what fucked my shit up. I was tightening the exhaust, but the exhaust is at an angle, so I'm like trying to tighten at an angle, and basically it like slipped out the bolt, the socket slipped out the bolt, and I think just the whateverness, just I'm a little clumsy anyway, so it slipped and fucking came straight down somehow, or like at an angle, and knocked my shit.
So, the car is out of the driveway. We got the front bumper on, side skirts on, not the rear valence, but right now we're rushing to go get an alignment because our appointment was 1 and it's 1 o'clock and we're 30 minutes away. So yeah, we're gonna start rushing to the alignment shop. We're also gonna try and drive the car. Obviously we're driving the car there, so we're gonna see if the rear end is all good. And then yeah, let's see if it's all good to go for the weekend. The first drive,
All right, first reaction of a U-turn in the stiff. Oh, it's not that bad.
Why was it fighting me so much in the driveway?
I think it's you are in such a confined space.
Almost spilled my coffee.
It feels a lot more planted with the new tires, which is I was driving on wires for a minute.
This thing's pretty comfy, I'm not gonna lie. This feels comfier than my daily Highlander.
Oh, with the new power steering pump and then these tires, it feels like a little funny. It needs an alignment.
I mean, that's what we're doing, so.
Yeah, but other than that,
I'm not gonna lie, you look like a midget compared to me because you're in the fucking Zeta and I'm in the stock cushy ass seat.
I know. That seat's comfy, huh?
Yeah.
I'm happy it's cloth instead of leather because it's just like...
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna hit the freeway, drive over to Hayward Alignments, and if anything happens, like we break down, then you guys will see a clip. If nothing happens, then you guys will see a clip of us there. All right, I'm sorry for the wind. We're in my school parking lot, and I'm sorry for not filming, but we had to get shit done.
Yeah, so ran into a couple little minor inconveniences throughout the past couple weeks, but we got it done thanks to help of Aimless, especially Dylan. Here we are with the car.
It runs. I drove it all the way to class.
So to recap what we did to get ready for this event. Suspension was already done, so the coils I had got on the SE are now here. Subframe, we swapped subframes with the SE because of the bushings, but because of how this car was in the old subframe, we took out all the arms and axles and flipped them. So this car now has the SC subframe with the welded diff that came in the SC, but with the axles and arms of the Soarer.
Yeah, the knuckles and brakes are still from the Soarer.
Yeah. And then wiring wise, we took the harness over the strut bar tower.
We're gonna show it.
We're gonna show it, you'll see. When it first got it started, Aaron mentioned it, that it would boost cut and we would feel
really
it
bad.
sometimes. Yeah, it wasn't like on every pull, but like when
you wouldn't be able to drift it with load.
When you're full like foot on the floor and like you're trying to redline it, it boost cuts and it kind of sucks, especially if you're trying to drift because you're gonna be up there in the high RPM. So what we did and what we found out was it's basically getting too much fuel. Here's the thing, we also
Too little fuel.
We also, or Aaron also hardwired
The fuel pump.
the fuel pump. So there's a switch to it. So the ECU isn't telling the motor how much fuel it needs for how much air it's getting and whatnot. So it's just constantly getting the same amount of fuel. So sometimes it was just getting too little fuel and it was just cutting the boost. Originally we thought it was because intake problems, like it's just letting out too much exhaust, but I think it was more of the fuel thing. And Dylan went and tested that out on the way here to class and it turned out being just fine now.
Yeah, what he skimmed past is, here, I'm gonna show it. We ended up installing a HKS fuel cut defender, and if anyone is curious of how to install that, Matt, can you turn your flashlight on?
Yeah.
The ECU is right here, and then right over here is a HKS fuel cut defender.
So
wires. Yeah, there's only 4 wires, but really you're only tapping into 3. You're getting power from the ECU, and then you're getting ground from the ECU, and then you're tapping into the map sensor PIM wire. if anyone's curious how to do that, I'll link something over the screen of how to do it. It was really easy. I couldn't find a write-up on it, but it wasn't hard to figure out. So if anyone's curious, it'll be on the screen of how to do it on a Soarer. And then I just basically did a bunch of pulls adjusting. I did a bunch of pulls adjusting this little thing in the middle to get it perfectly dialed in. And I ended up doing about half a turn to get it dialed in. And now it doesn't boost cut.
So,
And now for the jankiness.
yes. Please, we
Just understand we gotta get the car working.
like I need to drive the car tonight at night, and it needs headlights.
And there's no power to any
Yeah.
of the lights in the front of the car.
So we're gonna tell you this. Yeah, we couldn't find power to the front to the headlights, so that was one thing. Two, we were like, all right, let's just tap into the high beams. So I could just flick on the high beams and it'll work as my headlights. It worked, but the stock only works when you flicker the high beams, not when you push the stock in to
Yeah,
leave
for
the
some
high
reason
beams
it
on.
does signal
For
that.
some reason it doesn't signal. So we're like, so what we did, or what Dylan did, is we ran a fuse
Off the battery.
off the battery.
It splits to two.
Hey, don't worry about the wiring.
It goes
I
to each
haven't-
headlight, and then there's ground right there, and then they go to the headlights, and
I-
basically,
I still need to like tape this ballast down and get it all. Don't worry.
this is all temporary just so we could drive the car, but basically
Yeah.
the power to the headlights is coming right from the battery, and whenever he wants to turn the headlights on and off, he needs to take this fuse out.
But as long as I got working headlights, I mean, we did put in new HIDs, so we're gonna give it the love it deserves. But yeah, we were like on a time crunch, and I work and Dylan has school and stuff like that.
Yeah, if
so,
you guys didn't know, it's 10 o'clock at night, and we're in my school parking lot.
yeah. So now we're gonna drive the car to our friend Nico's. Have you seen him in other videos? Because I have work, he's gonna, and I'm also trailering the car. So we're gonna leave it
Two-car
there.
trailer.
Yes, we're gonna trailer it. 2-car trailer, me and his car. It's gonna be sick. Two JZZs, two JZ30s on there. So we're gonna go do that now, and then I'll see you there. So that's basically.
I'm not
it.
gonna show that because actually the camera battery's at like 5%.
Yeah,
so
so-
I'm gonna save that. We're gonna do some pulls to show that it's not boost cutting anymore. And then thank you
yeah,
guys for watching.
Thanks for watching this prep of this car. It was a lot of fun and
Anxiety
inconveniences, and yeah, this was definitely the drift prep that was the most like hectic I think I've been through. But it's all right. I feel like the car needed this stuff anyway. It just happened to be before the drift event, so I'm kind of happy where it's at now. And then I think from here it's just fine tuning some things and then upgrading.
Getting
as
the
future
headlights
goes.
to actually work. Wrapping the harness because right now it's just wires on top of this tower.
And then just getting the wires done, getting the kit fixed up in certain places. The way it's mounted, you guys wouldn't like it either. So
Yeah.
if you're a perfectionist, and just a lot of like little stuff, and then getting the car like right. I want any new valve stem seals, test and clean the injectors, the fuel injectors. So we'll do that once after it all comes. So
Thank you guys for watching. And I'm sorry for the wind noise. I'm sorry for being all up in Matt's face, but there's a lot of wind, and that's the only way you guys are gonna hear him. But yeah, time for pulls.
Never pulls.
Do you like it, Matt?
Yeah.
In a boost cut, go right at the light. Right. You're gonna hit the
shit.
curb. Oh, we're dead.
New alignment. You ready?
Yeah, ready? Go for it.
This car's fucking fast.
It's hella fast. The camera was everywhere because I wasn't expecting that. I told you, it doesn't boost cut.
That shit make that
Dude,
shit
it made it.
definitely-
No, I feel like it picked up like over 100 wheel horsepower.
Bro, swear, like
It used to feel
so
slow, remember?
The boost cut wouldn't hit until we were like a very high RPM, but I feel like because of the boost cut issue,
It was probably leaned out hella.
yeah, it probably was just like leaning out and then not giving like the turbo, like it wasn't reading to the turbo how much it really needs to spool up, because then
Yeah.
it would just spool up like hella hard at the end and just cut.
This is not an exaggeration at all. I swear this car feels like it's 150 horsepower faster.
Dude, I was not expecting that.
It's so much faster.
Yeah. All right, thanks.
Try to hit limiter just so you can see it doesn't boost cut.
Watch this then.
You're gonna hit the curb. curb, aren't you?
Shit!
You like it?
That was insane, bro. It boosted over. I barely even had like clutch kick. And it sounds like more throaty, more girthy. I think the fuel cut defender changed everything.
It made it so much faster.
Yeah, dude, that shit felt insane. Oh, I'm ready for
Here, I
Sunday
want
now.
to see your face a little bit.
Oh, you want to see my face?
Thank you guys for watching.
Thanks
See
for
you guys in
watching.
the next one. Bye bye.